Hi, Mark Alderman from Alderman Chevrolet Buick GMC in Rutland, Vermont. And today I want to give you some of my tips for making great videos of vehicles. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, and these are just some of the things that I've learned through the years and with a lot of trial and error. Now, my primary objective of the video is that the car or the truck is the star. So in this particular case, we're going to do this beautiful 2021 GMC Sierra AT4 truck. And the first thing that I try to look for is just a nice spot to do it in, mainly a quiet spot. The background isn't hugely important, but the fact that it's got some space around the vehicle is important. So the light happens to be hitting the front of our Buick GMC showroom just right at this particular time of day, but later in the day or earlier in the morning, I might come around and do a corner like this. It really doesn't matter as long as you've got the vehicle spaced properly. If you've got a quiet space with a nice background, use that space. The next thing that we want to do is we want to get the most beautiful angle of the vehicle. And for me, it's this 3/4 image of the vehicle. So looking at it from right here, right, this in my opinion is the most glamorous view of any vehicle. And so I also like to use, and I try to do these in one take and one continuous video. My objective is to be able to do a video in a very short period of time. So you'll see videos with a lot of graphics or a lot of videos where people took a lot of time to cut and paste different aspects of it. And so they spend a lot of time on production, and because of that, they're not able to produce many videos. Our channel here at Alderman Chevrolet Buick GMC has over 3/4 of a million views, but we've posted 5,400 videos. So we're very good at producing a lot of videos. And the way we do it is we do it in one continuous take. Now, some pro tips. The first thing is to figure out exactly how you want to start the video and how you want to finish the video and be very consistent with that. I refer to that as the bookends. In my case, we're making this video for Tim that inquired about this truck. So I always start off, hello Tim, it's Mark Alderman from Alderman Chevrolet Buick GMC, Vermont's favorite car dealership where we're best known for awesome deals and fabulous service. I'm always going to finish my video with, so Tim, that's the 2021 GMC AT4. If you'd like to learn more, just click the Learn More button below. Or if you're on YouTube, there's a link in the comment section. Or come see it for yourself at Alderman Chevrolet Buick GMC, Route 7 South in Rutland. Now, because I've done that beginning and that end so often, it's automatic. Now, in between those bookends, it's just a conversation. I really pay attention to always starting in this one most glamorous spot. Then I move on from there in a particular order, which I'll share with you. And then I finish in this spot. What's most important to remember is it's going to be what the customer sees that's most impactful for them, not what you say. So if you flub up partway through, don't worry about it, keep going. It makes the video more authentic. But remember, it's the visuals. So if you start in the right place, if you follow the right order, and you finish in the correct place, you're gonna have a pretty good darn video that's going to let the customer really connect with that vehicle. And if it's the right vehicle, you're probably gonna get a sale out of it. Now my next pro tip. So I try to do it in one continuous take, as I said. And so one of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my phone in airplane mode, because my average video is 7 or 8 minutes long. If you're 6 minutes into a 7 or 8 minute video and somebody calls you like they're calling here at the dealership, it's gonna interrupt your video. So I put it in airplane mode so I don't get interrupted. I like to use this pistol grip here. That way I don't find out later on after I sent the video that my thumb or finger got in the video. So I use this pistol grip device. There's several different options. I'll put it on video, and then very importantly is I hold the phone horizontally. So if you've ever seen on Facebook where the sides of the video or the picture are grayed out, that's where they took the video in a vertical mode or took the picture vertically. So I always keep it horizontal. So I'm going to start off here, and I'm going to get the most glamorous view of the truck that I possibly can, which is nice and low. Many people get too high or they don't get the right angle. So I've got a background there, but the background's not distracting. The car is the star, or in this case, the truck is the star. So I'm going to record here. I'm going to start with my first end of the bookend. Hello, Tim. It's Mark Alderman from Alderman Chevrolet Buick GMC, and go on from there. Now, from this point here, I like to talk about the trim and the motor, right? So where I introduce this truck is the GMC 2021 GMC Sierra, and I start approaching the vehicle, Sierra 2500 AT4 Crew Cab. Now with the AT4, you get a lot of great features, including these rugged looking 20-inch wheels. And I might catch the side of this vehicle over here, just take a step. Now I'm going to work my way around the front. As I'm working my way around the front, one go-to all the time, something that people like the sounds of, is the horsepower and the torque, and the size of the motor. And it doesn't matter what the horsepower and the torque is, it just sounds good. So in this particular case, this truck is equipped with a 6.6 liter V8. Puts out 401 horsepower and 467 foot-pounds of torque. So I'll use that, even though this is going to be mainly a visual video, and I'll talk about just things I like and point things out, but I always mention the horsepower and the torque of the motor. I also like to talk about anything on the front, like in this particular truck here, you see it's got those nice red tow hooks that stand out, but it's also got the signature LED daytime running lights that surround those high intensity headlamps, and it's got lower fog lights. It's also got a unique grille to the AT4. Coming around the side here, you see again, you've got those rugged 20-inch wheels, but you've also got those fully functional camper mirrors, huge camper mirrors. Now, as I come down the side, I may talk about something on the window sticker, but my next objective is to get inside the vehicle. Here's where a lot of people make a mistake. They go in the front of the vehicle, but the best camera angle is from the rear of the vehicle. So I'll come around and start on the back. In this particular case, one of the neat features about this truck is it's got these passive entry system or passive door lock system, where I can lock and unlock the doors here if the key fob's in my pocket. And then I get right into the inside. And here I can talk about the premium materials used throughout the vehicle, beautiful colors. This features the Kalahari. This particular truck's got a very athletic interior. And then tremendous amount of space. Apologize for the extra noise there, but we are on a very busy highway. So I like to talk about different interior features, colors. This has kind of a carbon insert there with a little bit of chrome, really nice design, nice soft touch materials. But I also like to talk about the space. And before I hop up here, there's a couple of unique things in this truck. So with the AT4, you've got these secret storage compartments here that are built right into the back of the seat. You've got a power sliding rear window with a rear defogger, and then this seat flips up easily. It's a 60-40 split flip up, and look, it's all finished off nice underneath. It's got some nice storage here, and it's got this nice wall that you're able to store something, and it doesn't, it won't move around on you when you're driving around. So, and that comes down like that. But then I'll hop in the back here, and I'll position my phone like this, right, and demonstrate how much space there is. And it doesn't really matter, right? You know, it might be 2 inches. It doesn't matter. Most of these vehicles offer more room in the back seat than what people are currently driving, and so we can feature that and demonstrate that in the videos. I will tell you another pro tip is to kind of do this walk around beforehand to make sure that you're not going to find surprises 5 or 6 minutes into the video. For example, a whole bunch of plastic back here, or somebody left the driver's seat or the passenger seat way back, and it's, you know, most rearward position, you know, half recline, which would affect this. So you can see how much space is back here, and I use my hand to demonstrate. I'll talk about some of the features. For example, this has vents in the back. It's got USB-C-A, 12 volts power outlet. Gosh, it's even got heated seats in the back here, see? Now, then I'll pop over here and I'll use my camera to take a look at the front of the cabin, the passenger cabin there, and talk about how contemporary and upscale the interior is on this truck. People love, you know, an interior of a vehicle and love upgrading that part of it. That's where they're going to spend the most amount of time when they're interacting with the vehicles, when they're sitting in the driver's seat. So this gives me a great kind of a bird's eye view, or a much better view. And so I'll start by showing my video here, and then I'll kind of zoom and pan around and talk about it. Little things like you've got a 10-inch MyLink, or it's the IntelliLink, right? GMC IntelliLink touchscreen. Nice large buttons in case you have gloves on, but a really nice layout in the dash, real premium materials and stitching throughout. I always finish up on the steering wheel. Nice, thick, sporty, leather-wrapped steering wheel if appropriate, 4-spoke or 3-spoke, steering wheel controls for the audio and for the information center or the cruise control, whatever might be appropriate there. I might talk about, in this particular case, the center console. Nice, wide center console with good padding on top. So once I've got that, then I'll come around and I'll take a closer look in the driver's side, and I'll hop right up with my camera, and I'll feature some things. For example, I might start the vehicle up. So in this case, they can see the welcome screen. On a used vehicle, I make a point of having the volume turned down. On a new vehicle, you've got the demonstration mode, so you don't get to control that as much. But I like to show them the screens. I might show them the rear camera, or in this case where you've got surround vision, where you can see it's just like there was a drone up on top of, or flying above the vehicle. I can see down on top of the vehicle. So I'll show them things like that. Here in the center of the dash, you've got the LCD display with the instrument cluster and the gauges, full gauge package on the instrument cluster. Talk about that. And on a 4-wheel drive, I like to talk if it's got the 2-speed or 1-speed transfer case, where you can put it in auto 4-wheel drive as well as 4-high. And talk about some of the features that you might see. Integrated trailer brake control. I could leave it in park or drive like I just did. I try to not do that. Also on the door, sometimes here you see it's got an upgraded sound system. So that's a great opportunity to talk about that sound system. If I'm talking about a used car, a pre-owned car, one of the things I look closely at is the condition of the driver's entry point, because this point on the car gets the most amount of traffic of any place on a car. And so I start with looking at the driver's door controls, and I'll take my phone and I'll zoom it in, kind of a flyover of the driver door controls. I talk about the condition of the sill plate, and that's an opportunity to, for example, in this case, this has a nice embossed aluminum AT4, so sometimes on newer cars you have something like that, or the floor mats if it's got integrated all-weather floor mats. And then this part of the upholstery gets the most amount of wear and tear, and so I usually feature that. It's every once in a while you'll see some creasing or where it's worn out a little bit, but when the customer comes face to face with the car, that's one of the first areas they're going to see and they're going to make a judgment on. So I like to control the narrative in that respect. So that covers the interior. Now again, I'll kind of step back a little bit. So I got the whole vehicle, and I'll work my way around the back side here. Now on a new truck like this, I might talk about that you've got the side step here, right? So for working with the bed, you've got an extra tool there. Here you've got a capless gas filler, so that you don't have to worry about unscrewing and screwing the cap back in. And you know what? Doesn't sound like a lot of work of unscrewing a cap and screwing it back on, but once you've gone with capless, you're never going to want to go back. So that's one thing to talk about more and more. And coming around the back here, I'll show the integrated step and the step bumper, and I'll take my phone down and show it like this so that you can see my shoe in relation, that it's a nice deep step with quite a bit of space there if I had boots on. So with this particular vehicle, it's got a neat story with the GMC, and a lot of the GM vehicles do. Whether they have the easy lift tailgate that you can simply release it and drop it and let it come down, and I'll try to show that with the phone. Now in this particular case, this has a multi-pro tailgate. So what I'll do is I'll talk about the two cameras. That it's got the rear camera, and then it's got a camera to line up for trailering. So if you were lining up to this hitch, you've got a camera view in there that will be able to look right down at that hitch, so you can line it up exactly. And then these buttons release the various different configurations of the multi-pro tailgate. So for example, like that, when I hit that twice, and it comes down in that configuration, and I can flip this down here and use that for a step. So I might hop right up here and show that it's got a spray and bed liner from the factory. You can see the AT4 emblem in there. This also has integrated LED lighting that's built into it. Got a 120 volt power outlet, and it's got cargo tie downs built right into it. And there's a lot of different things that you can do with the multi-pro tailgate, and there's all sorts of videos online about that. So go ahead and lift that back up. But for example, I'll just show you one aspect of it. If I wanted to lower just this section here, it could be used as a workspace, or it could be used to have easier access into the box. So a lot of different configurations that you've got with that. You've got factory trailer hitch there with factory wiring. You got your 7 round and your 4 flat, all spring-loaded covers. You can see the full-size spare right through there. We'll come around here, and then I'll show this particular angle of the truck and step back. And again, it's the visuals. The truck is the star. That's what we want to be the star. I'll walk around here. So you'll notice that I step back farther away, get a little bit closer, and now I work away, right? So it gives that effect like you're zooming in and zooming out of the truck, but always the truck is the star. And then I finish up in this particular spot here, and for me, I've got my other bookend, and I'll say, so Tim, that's the 2021 GMC Sierra 2500 AT for crew cab. So if you'd like to learn more, just hit the Learn More button below, or if you're on YouTube, there's a link in the comments section, or come see it for yourself at Alderman Chevrolet Buick GMC, Route 7 South in Rutland. Now, some other pro tips. You'll notice with my clothes, I'm not saying, hey, come on down for an amazing test drive. In my opinion, it's just too forward. If somebody falls in love with this truck, they're going to want to know how they can come down and drive it. That's your objective. You want them to watch this video and say, oh my God, I want that truck. They're going to come to you. Things like, hey, come on down, hurry down, come down for an amazing test drive. You better hurry while it's still here. All that stuff is a turnoff to people, and it's not going to help you sell cars. So let the car be the star. When you connect, the great thing with the internet is you connect with people easier and more people than you ever have ever in the history of the world. And so the perfect person for this truck is out there. It's just being able to have a method of communicating with them of what this truck is. So that's my tips on how to make a great video. on average, if I do a 7 to 8 minute video, it's going to take me about 12 to 14 minutes from the time I grab the keys, get the car, position it. Ahead of time, I do want to look at things. For example, on used cars, I want to know, is it a one owner? Is it a one owner off lease? Did we sell it new? Did we do the service? Just the basics. I want to know if it's got a clean Carfax, so I'll hit those high points. And I'll put the vehicle in position. I'll get all my stuff ready. I'll go ahead and shoot my video in order. Most it takes me is 20 minutes, but on average it takes me around 12 to 14 minutes to do a 6 to 8 minute video on a vehicle. So I hope this helps you, and good luck with your next video.